I have no idea what would happen had not the Rosenwald School program started.
Newell Quinton learned early in life about the importance of an education from his parents, who had to forego their own schooling.
They valued the benefit of education to such a degree that they never gave up on the idea that they would have stayed in school if they didn't have to go to work. And that was taught to us, that you must stay in school. You must pursue everything you can to get an education.
Unlike his parents, Newell Quinton was able to get an education. It began when he entered the first grade at this Rosenwald School built in his Eastern Shore community. Rosenwald Schools were made possible through a partnership between philanthropist and Sears Roebuck president Julius Rosenwald and Tuskegee Institute's Booker T. Washington. Some 5,000 Rosenwald schools were opened between 1913 and 1932. They operated until the Supreme Court's 1954 decision that ruled segregation in education was unconstitutional. Newell Quinton's classmates say, for the most part, they were unaware of segregation. They say they were just kids going to school.
It was so exciting, and we had this coal stove, and then little boys would go out and get a little bit of coal when they needed to put into the big pot belly stove.
I thought this was a gold mine here. But as I went out and had the opportunity to start comparing, I realized this was a black school. And there was so many things missing compared to other schools.
There were originally 156 Rosenwald schools here in Maryland. About 50 remain today. 6 of those are already on the National Register of Historic Places, and that includes the San Domingo School here in Wicomico County. The goal now is to add 3 more.
We were fortunate as the Maryland Historical Trust to receive this grant of $30,000 to add more Rosenwald schools to the National Register of Historic Places.
Elizabeth Hughes is the director of the Maryland Historical Trust. She says while the Historic Places designation is largely honorific, it can help in raising public awareness.
It will draw more public attention to more schools like this that survive in Maryland, and hopefully will stimulate more efforts to preserve those schools and tell the story of these Rosenwald schools and the importance of community collaboration and value of education, and look for ways that they can continue to be really centers of community activity and serve future generations in the way that they've served the past.
Newell Quinton and his classmates couldn't agree more.
Just take a look at what our grandparents' generation were able to do with virtually little because of their willingness, unselfish nature, and the desire to improve society. And that's what the school represents.
This is our history, and we have to keep our history alive.
On the Eastern Shore, I'm Sue Copen for State Circle.